Welcome students in the third unit, that is project organizational structure and issues. In last unit, that is second unit, project identification, selection and planning. In that unit we have seen what is identification of a project, how to select a particular project, and what are the factors they are affecting or they are making impact while selecting a particular project. We have seen how to do the different planning, how to make the outline for that particular project in detail in last unit. The factors they are that we have to consider while making the planning, different feasibility study, pre-feasibility studies related to the project, that also we have studied in the second unit. Different steps regarding identification, steps regarding the selection of a project, everything we have seen in the second unit. In that we have seen a work breakdown structure also in detail. Now we will study the third unit, project organizational structure and its issues. First of all, let's see the outline of this third unit, or what are the points that we will cover in this third unit. First, we will see the introduction related to the project organization and its structure and issues. Next, we will see in detail organizational structure, different types of organizational structures, roles and responsibilities of project leaders, relationship between project manager and line manager. What are these are the two different terms, project manager, line manager. So what is the relationship between these two? We will see the leadership styles for a project manager. Also we will see conflict resolution and change management. This is the list of the points that we will cover in this particular third unit. Now let us start with the first point, that is introduction to the this project organizational structure and issues. In an effort to run more efficiently, some businesses implement organizational structure in their workplace. What is the need of organizational structure? For the purpose of making that project to run efficiently. Okay, that is the need of making the organizational structure in the workplace. Depending on the size of the company and why it is operates, some structures that might be more beneficial than the others. There are different structures for the organizational structure. In the organizational structure there are different types of structures. Some are more beneficial than the others. Knowing that how your company operates, that will help you to perform in line with what's expected of you and help you to become a better employee overall. Let's see the concept of organizational structure. What is organizational structure? An organizational structure that details how certain activities they are delegated towards achieving an organizational goals. It outlines an employee's role and various responsibilities within a company. Okay, the more authority employees that have, the higher up they will be on the organizational structure. In addition to this, the more organized and structure is, the more efficiently company operates. After performing organizational structure, or after forming that particular organizational structure, the company will operate in an efficient way. It means that we can say a project organization is a structure that facilitates the coordination and implementation of project activities. Okay, coordination between the different peoples in that particular project, and implementing different activities regarding to the project. Its main reason is to create an environment that fosters interactions among the team members with a minimum amount of disruption, overlaps and conflicts. One of the important decision of the project management is that to form an organizational structure that will be used for the purpose, so that there will be a good communication in between the different members of the team. There will be a proper work balance in between the people of that project, so that the organizational structure is very important for the purpose of making a project successful. Each project has its unique characteristics and design of an organizational structure that should be considered as the organizational environment, the project characteristics in which it will operate, and the level of authority the project manager is giving. All these things have to be considered while performing or while designing the organizational structure. A project structure that can take one way on various forms, with each form that is having its own advantages and disadvantages. One of the main objective of the structure is that to reduce the uncertainty and confusion that typically occurs at the project initiation phase. The structure that defines the relationship among the members of the project management and the relationship with the external environment. The structure defines the authority by means of a graphical illustration that is called as an organizational chart. Okay, it means that whatever the structure, organizational structure that is formed, it defines or it shows the relationship between the internal environment and external environment regarding the project. And this particular structure also defines the authority by considering different charts, organization charts, and by that charts we can get a perfect tree diagram regarding to the different activities and different members in that particular project management. A properly designed project organizational chart that is essential for a project successful. An organizational chart that shows where each person is placed in the project structure. An organization chart is drawn by a pyramid form where individuals located closer to the top of the pyramid have more authority and responsibilities than the members they are located towards the bottom. It means that by that particular chart in the organizational structure, everyone will be able to understand what is the position of that particular person, particular team member in that particular organization. Okay, and in that the individuals they are located to the close to the top of the pyramid, means they are at the top of the pyramid or they are at the top of that particular chart. They will understand that they are the more responsible for different things regarding to the project, and they are having more authorities than the other members they are at the bottom of that project structure. It is very relative locations of the individuals on our organizational chart that specifies the working relationship and the line connections. The boxes designate formal supervisions and line of communication between the different individuals. That is how the chart that helps for the peoples in the organization to understand their position in that particular organization, and to understand the what are the different authorities they are given to the people they are present at the top of the pyramid or top of the chart than the other people they are present at the bottom of the particular chart. Okay, getting the concept of organizational structure. What is actually the organizational structure? Okay, we can say here that creating the project structure, that is only a part of organizing the project. It is actually implementation and application that takes the most efforts. The project organization chart, they establishes the formal relationship among the project managers, the project team members, the development organization, and the project and the beneficiaries of the project or other project stakeholders. This organization is must facilitate an effective interaction and integration among all of the major project participants and achieve open and effective communication among all of them. The project manager here, they must create a project structure that will meet the various project needs at different phases of the project. Okay, that is the work of the project manager. They have to meet the different needs of the project phases and of that particular project. The structure that cannot be designed too rigid or too loose, since the project organization purpose is to facilitate the interactions of the people to achieve the project ultimate goals within the different specified constraints of scope, schedule, budget, and quality. Everything we have to consider while performing that project, while making the different structures regarding the project. The objective here in designing a project structure is to provide a formal environment that the project manager that can use or to influence the team members to do their best in the completing their assignments and duties and different activities regarding to the project. The structure here needs to be designed to help to develop the collaboration among the individual team members all in one cost effective way with a minimum of duplication of effort and overlap is needed to done while designing the structure of that particular project. Okay, we have seen we have to perform a particular chart regarding to that organization of a project, but the organization chart that has a limited functionality. This particular chart shows only the hierarchical relationship among the team members, but that does not show how the project organization will work in that particular project. It is for that reason that design should consider factors that will affect the operations of the different structure. These things include the communication information flows, coordination and collaboration amongst its members. Now let us see what are the different types of the organizational structure. There are four types of the organizational structure, that is functional structure, flagellary structure, matrix structure and divisional structure. These are the four types of structure we will see in detail one by one. Here, before going in detail with this different types of organizational structure, let us first discuss one important point, that is benefits of organizational structure. What are the different benefits for forming an organizational structure, and then we will see what are the different types of organizational structure. First of all, some of the benefits are faster decision making, multiple business locations, improved operating efficiency, greater employee performance, eliminates and duplication of work, reduced employee conflict, and better communication. Now, let us see in detail what are the different points or what is the actually concept of this benefits of the organizational structure. First is faster decision making. When your company's various teams are able to communicate more effectively, your company's overall communication that will be positively impacted as well. This will then lead to quicker decision making. In other words, the flow of information with an organizational structure can be used to improve the faster decision making. Why this faster decision making can be achieved here? Because if the people or the various team members or team leaders, they are able to communicate with the different peoples for their ideas, for their issues, for their problems, or for the different things they can do, scope or different things they can do with the project, they are able to communicate with other people, so that overall flow of information that is very good. They can make the information flow in a good manner, then the decision making can be in a faster way. Okay, that is one of the benefit of the organizational structure. The next benefit we can say here, multiple business locations. If you are a business owner, having an organizational structure helps to ensure you all of your locations are operating in similar manner and are abiding by the same procedures, because it's not possible for owners to be at every location. An organized structure can provide you some peace of mind. This is particularly the case when company begins to grow in size. It means that if you are an owner of a particular business and you are having different locations, multiple locations you are having, if you have made a organizational structure for all these locations, then you will have a good thing. Means all the project that will work simultaneously and that will work in coordination with each other, and that they will work according to the organizational structure. Means whatever the structure provided for that particular project, it will work according to the project, and so that you do not need to look at each and every location how the project is going on to each and every step. Means for at any step you can go and you can check if all of the steps or all of the structure that is followed till here or not. This is the multiple location. You can operate multiple locations for that particular project by using this organizational structure. The next benefit of organizational structure is improved operating efficiency. Because the organizational structure that divide the companies into various teams or branches, they are helping to ensure that all of the tasks and the responsibilities specific to those divisions, they are made for the more easily. When an employee knows what they should be working on, they will be able to operate quickly and more efficiently. In this essence, an organized structure that creates an efficient and streamlined system that helps to improve the company's operations overall. Means why there is improvement in the operating efficiency? Because by forming an organizational structure that will divide the companies into number of branches, number of teams or branches, so that each and every person regarding to that team will be responsible for working efficiently in his own manner. He should be able to perform everything is given to him in a good manner, so that there will be increase in efficiency of that particular project completion. This This is how there is a efficiency in there is improved efficiency in project completion. The next point here we can consider for the benefit of a project organizational structure is greater employee performance. Why there is greater employee performance? Because when an employee is delegated certain tasks and responsibilities in a clear manner, they will be able to perform well at their job. An organizational structure that provides the employees with an guidance they need to perform at their best every day. An improvement in employee performance that can also lead to greatest employees moral and the confidence. Means if some of the tasks they are given to the particular employee, particular member of the team, he will be given that guidelines regarding to that particular task, and he will get the everything regarding to that task. Means he will be able to perform that task in a good manner, so that there will be increase in the increase in the, we can call it as a efficiency here also. Means it is a greater employee performance. It means that if they are working in an efficient way, there will be a increase in the performance of the particular employee. The next point here is eliminating the duplication of the work. By this organizational structure, how we can eliminate the duplication of work? Let us see. When the employees are divided into teams according to their skills and expertise, the risk of overlapping the job duties is eliminated. For example, if a project that is assigned to one team, the other teams know it's not their responsibility to take it to on, because they have their own task outline as well. That's why the duplication of work is eliminated here. Means by this particular organizational structure, according to the skills and different expertise of the different people, the different tasks they are assigned to different members of the people. By that task they can perform their works in a proper way, so that there will be no duplication of the work. Means number of two people will not perform the same task that is assigned to the someone another employee there. That's why there will be the elimination of duplication of work in this case by the organizational structure, because there will be the communication in between the different peoples, and by communicating they will be able to understand that this is the work that is assigned to someone another, or by getting the guidelines they have given for the particular task to that person, they will be understand that this is only my task, someone other is not doing that particular task. This is how they can eliminate the duplication of work by the organizational structure. Let's see the next benefit of this organizational structure, that is reduced employee conflict. How this employee conflict is reduced here? Let us see. Using the organizational structures that can potentially eliminate the conflict between the employees. While several factors that can come into that play in this regard, once an employee knows their duties, the more focused they will be on their own work. For the most part, this is a great way to avoid any risking conflicts between the co-workers. Means if a particular worker or the team member, they know their work, they know their task, what the task they have to perform, if they know that in a clear manner, then there will be no conflict in between the work of the different team members. The next we can consider here is better communication. As we have seen, if there is organizational structure, there will be a good communication in between the different peoples in that organization. While this will vary from company to company and depend on the specific organizational structures in place, an organizational hierarchy that has the potential to foster the healthy communication between different divisions and teams. Once duties are delegated to various teams and individuals, others in the workplaces will know who to turn to for certain matters. For example, if you are on a team with one manager, you will know whom to report should issue arise. In a similar manner, if someone from marketing has a questions about the design of the project, they know to contact the art department. It means that by giving different works or different tasks to different members of the team, there will be a good communication between the team and different team members, team leaders and project managers also, for the purpose of completion of that particular work. In this way, this is how we have seen what are the different benefits of this particular organizational structure, why the organizational structure is needed. The organizational structure is needed for making different faster decision, multiple business, handling the multiple business locations, improving the efficiency of the project management, improving the performance of the employees, eliminating the duplication of the work, eliminating the number of people making the work, eliminating that thing. This organizational structure is needed for making reduced employee conflict also, and for the purpose of making a good communication in between the purpose. This is how the organizational structure is needed, or these are the different benefits of making an organizational structure, so that whatever the project they are undergoing, that will complete within the given timeline. Okay, now getting the benefits of the project organization structure. Now let's discuss one more point. What are the different factors in designing a project structure? Before going towards the details of the project types of project structure, we will see what are the different factors they are needed for, or they are to be considered while designing a project structure. There are two design factors that significantly influence the process of developing a project management structure. These are the level of specialization and need of coordination. These are the two important factors they are needed while designing a project structure. The project manager, they should consider these factors at the moment of designing the project organization structure in order to maximize and the effectiveness of the structure. Let us see what are these two factors. The first factor is level of specialization. Here, the specialization affects the project structure by the degree of specialty in technical areas or development focuses. The projects that can be highly specified and focus on specific areas of development, or have different broad specification in many areas of development. For large projects that have multiple specifications or technical areas, each area that may have a different need from differences in goals, approaches, and methodologies, all of which influences the way of project that will implement its activity. A project that can has two components, a reconstruction and education, that will need to manage different approaches based on the specialization of each one. In the education component, the need is for a structure that more open and informal, where the time horizon is longer, while more emphasis on sharing and generation of new ideas in order to achieve the innovation and creativity. In a reconstruction component, there are specific goals, a need for a rigid hierarchical structure, and there is a defined time horizon with little sharing of ideas. While the specialization allows each project component to maximize their productivity to attain their departmental goals, the dissimilarities between the dissimilarity between these project members may lead to conflict among the members of the project. Okay, in general, the greater the differences, the more problems in a project managers have in getting the work to do together. This is how this particular thing, that is specialization, we have to consider while designing a project. Means specialization in technical terms, we have to consider if this particular thing affect the structure of the project. Okay, in the technical areas or development focuses, the project this can highly be specialized and focus on the different specific areas. A project that has two components. Here we have seen the two components for the project, that is education and reconstruction. It will need to manage the different approaches based on the specialization of each one of the project team, or each member of the project team. In this, the education component, we have seen that need is to for having more structure than the different another reconstruction approach. The next thing we have to consider here is the coordination. Okay, the coordination here is required for bringing unity to the various elements that make up the project. Means bringing the unity in between the different members of the project. Coordination is very important. The project work that is organized around the work breakdown structure that divides the overall project goals into specific activities or tasks for each of the project areas and components. The project manager the project manager, they must design an organizational structure that ensures that the various components are integrated so that their efforts contribute to overall project goal. Okay, means while designing this structure, the project manager have to understand various components regarding to the different members of the team, so that there will be a good communication between the different peoples, and their contribution to the project will be a very good. Integration here is the degree of collaboration and mutual understanding that is required among the various project components for the purpose of achieving a project goals. Most projects here, they are characterized by the divisions of labors and task interdependencies. Here, that interdependencies creates the need for integration to meet different project objectives. This need is very greater when there are many project components that have different specialization. The goal of the project management structure here is the achievement of harmony of individual efforts towards the accomplishment of the different group goals. The project manager principal's responsibilities is to develop the integration strategies to ensure that a particular component or activity that is organized in a way that all of the component or the parts, subsystem and organizational units fits together as a functioning integrated whole according to the project master plan. This is how the coordination between different components regarding to the project, different members regarding to the project, is very much important here for the purpose of achieving different goals, for managing different people in that particular project management. The next factor here we have to consider while designing this organizational structure is the size of organization. Okay, the larger an organization becomes, the more complicated its structure becomes. When an organization is small, such as single retail store, a two-person consulting firm, or a restaurant, its structure can be very very simple. If it is a big organization, large organization, the structure that can be very complicated for forming the organizational structure. In reality, we can say that if the organization is very small, it may not even have a formal structure. Instead of following an organizational chart or specified job function, individuals simply perform tasks based on their likes, dislikes, abilities, or different needs. Rules and the guidelines that are not prevalent and may exist only to provide the parameters within which the organizational members, they can make the different decisions. Small organizations here are very often organic system. We can say that as an organization grows, however, it becomes increasingly difficult to manage without more formal work assignments and some delegation of authorities. If it is growing day by day, for the purpose of managing that particular organization, we have to consider different formal work assignments and different authorities for the purpose of managing that organization. Therefore, a large organization, they develop formal structures. Tasks are highly specialized here, and detailed rules and guidelines are dictated for the work procedures. Interorganizational communication flows primarily from superior to subordinate, and hierarchical relationship, they serves as the foundation for authorities, responsibilities, and different controls regarding the project management. The types of structure that develops, that will be one that provides the organization with the ability to operate effectively. That's one reason larger organizations are often mechanistic systems are usually designed to maximize the specializations and improving the efficiency of the organization. This is how the size of that organization also affect on the designing of organization structure, or while designing that organizational structure, the size of that particular organize have to be considered. It is a very important point. Without that, the persons will not be able to form a good organization structure. Next thing here we can consider is the organization life cycle. The organization, like humans, tends to process through stages known as life cycles. Okay, like humans, most recognitions or most organizations of the humans go through the different stages: birth, youth, midlife, and maturity. Each stage has different characteristics and have different implications of structure of the firm. all these four stages we have to consider for the particular organization also: birth, youth, midlife, and maturity phase of the organization. In the birth phase, the firm that is just beginning there, an organization in the birth stage that does not yet have a formal structure, it is just starting, freshly start we have done for the purpose of that organization. In a young organization, there is not much delegation of authority. The founder usually calls the shots. Okay, in the youth stage, the organization is trying to grow, it is growing day by day in a short period. The emphasis in this stage is on becoming the larger, the company that shifts its attention from wishes of a founder to its wishes to the customer. The organization that becomes more organic and structured during this phase, it is during this phase that the formal structure is designed and some delegations of authorities occurs here. The next step in the organization life structure we can consider midlife. The midlife phase occurs when the organization has achieved a high level of success. An organization in midlife is very large, with a more complex and increasingly formal structure, more levels that appear in the chain of command, and the founder that may have difficulties remaining in control. As the organization that becomes older, it may become also mechanistic in structure. The last stage for the purpose, or the next stage for the in that particular organization we can consider maturity. Once a firm has reached the maturity phase, it tends to become less innovative, less interested in expanding, and more interested in maintaining itself in a stable, secure environment. Because in the maturity, the firm has already become a that already have become a successful firm, that have grown itself in a good manner. Okay, this emphasis is on improving efficiency and profitability of that particular organization. However, in an attempt to improve the efficiency and profitability, the firm that often tends to become less initiative. So the stale products here result in sell declines and reduced profitability. The organization in this stage are slowly dying day by day. However, maturity is not an inevitable stage. Firms they are experiencing the declines of maturity may institute the changes necessary to make it more productive. In this manner, the particular life cycle of the organization also matters while forming the organization structure. Although the here, the life cycle concept implies a relationship that exists between an organizational size and age. An organizational age that tend to get larger, thus the structure changes. A firm experiences as it gets larger and changes its experiences as it progresses through the life cycle are parallel. Therefore, older the organization and the larger the organization, the greater it is need for more structure, more specialization of task, and more rules. As a result of this, the older and larger the organization becomes, the greater and likelihood that will move forward an organic structure to a mechanistic structure.